Alright gentlemen, we're going to do some pork kebabs today. It's pretty easy. Most people use beef, but I'm using pork. And we're going to take these pork chops, we're going to cut them up real small, and we're going to stick them on sticks. And the reason is pork, I want to cook it. So the smaller the piece, the quicker to cook. Just enough to get a little char on there. I don't freak out about my pork being, medium rare, believe it or not. Gonna soak them in Dr. Pepper, some thick soy sauce, teriyaki sauce, and then after I get them all on the stick, I'm going to add Redneck Rub, because pork needs Redneck Rub. Whole deal is you just want your kebabs to look good. They all kind of taste the same anyway, so pick out your vegetables. I got squash, zucchini, I got a hatch pepper, I got a bell pepper, I got an onion over here. I got some cherry tomatoes going on there for color, and even some mushrooms. So go through the produce aisle, fill up the cart, cut everything up into little squares, and stick it on a stick. That's what I'm talking about. Basically like a piece of fudge. And we're going to start some marinations right here. Good old Dr. Pepper. Now, this has been around for years. Somebody just told me the other day that it was the latest craze or whatever. I don't know where these people have been, but I've been doing that for 15, 20 years. Like maybe it's a Texas thing. And you can just marinate it in this too, or go buy over-the-shelf stuff. But I don't roll like that. I gotta mix and match and do my thing. And I am gonna throw some of these vegetables in here. I'm not gonna throw these in there because they just tend to get soggy, but I am gonna throw the peppers in there and some of the mushrooms just to help it out a little something. And I'm just gonna stick this bowl, after I put these vegetables in the refrigerator for like an hour. Most people do about 4 hours or overnight, marinate it however damn long you want to. I'm only gonna give it about an hour, because I'm going to eat some lunch before I cook these. Well, I forgot one thing, y'all. Lime. Gotta have some lime in your marinade. That's probably the law also. Alright, y'all, let's make some kebabs. I drained off the marinade. Like I said, the idea here is to make them look real good. So, gonna put a mushroom on there first. Then we're going to go with the green. Let's go with an onion. Now, I'm only going to make them about like that. And we're going to put another mushroom. See there? I don't care who you are, that's going to look pretty darn good. Alright y'all, check these out. Now that's a mountain of kebabs right there. Can you see that? Yeah, it looks pretty good. Now I love making kebabs, and the reason is if you got that preteen girl that's working on her anorexia degree, and she's claiming to be a vegetarian, you can just put a bunch of vegetables on a stick and throw it on there for her. And she can kind of do her thing and, feel special and stuff. So, deal is, you can cook these, you can smoke them, you can grill them, or cook them on a griddle. I'm doing it on the griddle because I ain't got time for the barbecue pit today. I ain't got time for the grill outside. But that's how they should be done. But I'm doing them inside, and I'm going to get the best flavor I can out of them from inside. Now, since they are pork, I am going to go with the Redneck Rub on these. Everything needs a little salt and something. And these are no exception. And I'm not going to go real heavy. I'm just going to kind of coat them up. Just kind of work them from one side of the board to the other. Give them a quick spin. Got to have that product placement in there. You know how that works. Use what you want. I would not use something hot like Tony Zachary's or salt and cayenne. You can do this with chicken, beef, whatever. Whatever kind of meat you got, use it. That's it. Now they're looking real good. All right, let's cook some kebabs. Turn my heat up a little bit. Turn that down. Oh yeah. All right, y'all, we're gonna give these a little adjustment here. Kind of turn them over. They got a little char going on them, as you can see. That's what we want. Put that down there where it's a little hotter. Want to hear the sizzle of the fizzle. A little olive oil never hurt nobody. Now scope this out. If you really want to go over the top, get some bacon out and wrap it around the kebab and then cook it that way. Yeah, that'll kick it up an extra notch, you know, and you look like a super pro. Just add bacon. As you can tell, they're starting to cook. We got a little char action working right there. They're getting all glazed from all the grease splattering around. You know, you might want to make your rice at this point so you can dump them all off on the rice if you need rice. Actually, you don't need rice, you just eat them the way they are. And these sure do smell good. I'm going to cry uncle. We're going to take these off. I'm going to assume they're done. They're done enough for me. They got a little char action on there. See that? They're smoking. Gotta have that char. Ooh, look at that. Plus you don't want the zucchini and everything getting all undercooked or squishy. Or overcooked, I should say. Alright, that's off. Check that out. Take care of the pan. Round two. Now if you listen in the background, I got the second load rolling there, but I can't wait. I have to hurry up and burn the hell out of the roof of my mouth. That being said, yeah, this one should work. Check that out. That is a pork kebab. Look at that. Look at the color on that. All it needs is a little wisp of smoke coming off the top. You know, if you're a Canadian badass, you might see him vapping, sucking on that little tube and all the smoke coming off. Well, actually, don't imagine that while you're looking at my awesome kebabs. I'm just giving Jeff a little bit of a hard time. He needs it. He lives on the lake and doesn't fish. Okay. Chunk of meat. I know you want to see that. Oh, did you see how tender that was? Oh my God. Dripping down my face. Sure is. That's how I do kebabs. You throw these out there in front of anybody, and you're going to do like finger licking good. The worst part of this is cleaning up the stove after you do it, because grease splatters everywhere and it's a big pain in the ass. And then the wife comes home, and if she sees it before you clean it, well then you got hell to pay. And then you got to take her out to dinner or something. So anyway, y'all, that's how I do my kebabs. Get you some Dr. Pepper, get you some seasonings, and get to it. Get some vegetables. Get after it, you know. That's part of my cardio diet right there. I don't care what you say. That is good for you. It's got all the food groups, except for alcohol. Thanks for watching.